servo. Let's go over and send the endpoint with that. You're gonna bring it over here. Should have right endpoint. Okay. Remember, channel 2 is gonna be throttle, so we gotta go to channel 1. Okay. So right now the endpoint's at 100%. What you do is this. Whenever you turn it and you hear like it's stressing it, you don't want that. Because what happens? If you do that, you're gonna kill the servo. This truck I already went ahead and I drove it when I was breaking it in, so I know it drives pretty straight. The endpoints are at 100, you know, so you don't gotta worry about it. If, for example, if you see it was pulling to one side or another, then we'd have to go ahead, lift it up, and we go from there. Yeah. Let's see here. Hold on. Let me see how I can. You see? Perfect example of what stressing the servo sounds like. It's not stressing like the noise your refrigerator makes in the middle of the night. I do notice if it's making that noise, you're fucking up the servo. Fix it. This screw down here is loose. I gotta go ahead and tighten that up. But with that, once you go ahead and, for example, the endpoint's at 0, right? You do that. Let me see something here. Okay. Let's go back to the steering wheel. Right now the trim is at 0. So technically, if you were to drive this right now, let's zoom out a little bit. Yeah, so you can hear it's raining. These wheels should go straight as an arrow. The truck should go straight as an arrow. Unfortunately, I had to go ahead and change the receiver because it was losing reception. Luckily, I had the kill switch yesterday. Right now, I'm looking at it and I can tell it's turning. For example, you can't see on the camera. It's the wheels they're off to the side a little bit. So what we're gonna do is this. We're gonna go ahead and go back to the trim level. Make sure the 1 is flashing. Take the end. More left or more to the right. We're gonna go back to 0. Okay, once you do that, you're gonna go ahead and do this. You're gonna loosen up the steering servo. Make sure you do not strip that because you're gonna be fucked if you do. Well, this time it wasn't a cheap tool. It was just a wrong type screwdriver. Okay. They Loctite the screw, which you're supposed to, but it's not letting me get into it. I don't want to go ahead and strip it. So, oh Lord, Go to Harbor Freight had to come to the rescue. Yep, made in China.
It's not that big of a screw, so.
Okay. Apparently that did the trick. Oh, you see? I forgot. Didn't put this one back on. Us Cubans call this, estás comiendo pinga. I just noticed right now. That would have been a bad one. I tell you, there's no editing here. I tell you guys, I put it all out there. My fuck ups, my W's. But that would have been a real bad L on that one. So, go ahead and tighten it. I did put Loctite on it, so okay. Now we got this one loose. Make sure, yeah. A little bit tight, doesn't want to come out. Oh. There we go. Okay. Technically, right there, it should be at center. Let me go and lift this up to you so you guys see what I'm gonna do. Real view. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm gonna get something in order to put under this so it will be in the air. Kind of like when you do an alignment on a car. For those of you that worked on cars before. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna use this. I use these cans usually to fill them up with my smaller RCs, like the WO toys and all that. I fill them up with their parts whenever I let them lay on top. Cuban coffee, Café Bustelo. It's the only way to go. Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna go ahead and lift it up, put it right in the middle. Let me see that. I'm gonna lift it, but I don't wanna lift it too much, but you see? Right in the air. Go back to the trim, it's at 0. Now you're gonna have to judge this. You're gonna be a little bit off, and you could always adjust the turnbuckles. You know, we're not gonna get too crazy, you know, this isn't a Ferrari or Lamborghini or Mercedes traffic that has to be perfect. You could always adjust it, and you're always gonna have to adjust it. Okay, you see? Trying to put on the servo on, but it's not letting me. So, we're gonna have to play with it. Just a little bit. You see, that's where it wants to go into. That's fine.
Basically,
we're just gonna have to, now on this,
play with
we're
it,
gonna have to adjust the turbo.
and you'll see that it'll fall right in.
Whatever you
Don't
want.
force it.
You know,
just to play with it.
Turn this one in and see if this does the trick. A little better back here. Actually, I think I made it worse. Yeah, no, turn it the wrong way. Let's turn it out. You don't want to turn it too out, because last thing you want is to strip the plastic on this and then lose your steering. See, that made it better. This left wheel is still a little bit to the side, but the right one's almost perfect. So that's fine. And I'll go ahead and put that one in right there. Just go ahead and drop it in. Screw didn't want to come out. I already got it exactly where I want it. I don't want to force it. So, put out a little bit.
Be careful over tightening the screws on the servos. You will strip them.
Grab, this ain't going nowhere. Just go ahead and tighten this up. Not too tight, but tight enough. Okay, this is the deal. This wheel, as you see, is a little bit, I'm gonna turn it. It's out, pointing to the right. The other one's not. Basically what you're gonna have to do is go ahead and adjust the turnbuckles. So the bottom one should do the trick. You gotta see how much you got left. Okay? So, let's go ahead and grab it now. Adjustable wrench. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be able to. So, let's go ahead and pause this for a second. This rain's getting a little bit out of hand. I'll be back in a couple. Okay, we're back at it. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. Like I said, this wheel, I'm lifting this up. By the end of the day, I'm gonna fucking put the camera on the roof of the house. Right. This wheel, as you can see, is pretty much straight. You know, I'm not gonna go ahead and throw no line like from aligning a car. This was the one that's bothering me, as you can see. It's all the way to the left. To the right, I mean. That's fine. Here's what we're gonna do. Go ahead and loosen this up right here. That's gonna be, looks like 3 millimeters, not a 4. Come on, 3, Papa. Pay attention, pay attention. Okay. Again, my mission as always, trying to find my tools. Here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and loosen this one up. You can tell it's not much that it has to turn out, but it has to turn out. So, I'm gonna loosen it up. We're gonna go ahead and make sure you hold over here. Go ahead and grab it in the middle and turn. If you turn it counterclockwise, it's gonna go in. So we're gonna go counterclockwise. Awesome, same as this. You don't wanna go ahead and turn this one too much, and then you turn too hard, it's gonna strip it. So turn a little bit on the outside, and then we're gonna do a little bit also on the inside. Now you just go ahead and like that. So we're gonna turn.
Remember, one end of the turnbuckle screws in counterclockwise, the other end screws in clockwise. Just keep that in mind.
A little at a time. See, we're almost there. So I'm looking at the threads to see which is more out. I think I might be able to get away with this one. No, because I'm feeling it already that it's getting close to the end of it. So, make sure the ball joint, the joint is at the correct spot. Let's see how that looks. Again, it's not gonna be perfect, but that should do the trick. Should. Trying to look at the laptop and look at instead of looking at what I'm doing. Okay. See, it's pretty straight. Now I do notice that they're a little bit wobbly, but I guess I play as normal on these trucks. But I got this one straight and I got this one straight. So perfectly, the alignment's done. You're at 0, remember. You're always at 0. And then once you take it out, you can go ahead and do your adjustment and you're good from there. Yeah. So let's do this. Once you drop it down, both wheels are straight. Let's see if you can see it there. See, both wheels are straight. That's it. Let's go ahead. That's that. So then now just did the throttle, the brake. Actually, correction. The throttle and brake, and then we did the rear diff and the front diff brake. You can always come back and adjust it here. Basically, if it's not braking enough, you go ahead and this Allen wrench right here, this little Allen screw, you loosen it, and you're gonna turn this a half turn around. Again, you might.
Well, I forgot to mention, like a Mongolico, that you gotta disconnect it in order to give it a half turn around.
You might not have no brake, or you might tighten it too much. It's your preference. All these screws here are good. That's about it. There you go. We just did the trim on the throttle and the brake, and on the steering circle. Your endpoints are done. You're good to go. Once you got them at 0, got your endpoints at 0, and your trim at 0. You'll go adjusting accordingly as you drive the truck. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hit that like and subscribe.